Let me show you how to use the layers feature in Canva. So this is a feature that allows you to literally move different aspects of whatever you're creating around and layer them on top of each other to create a really dynamic looking post. So let's get started. Let's create an Instagram, a square post, because you know those are my faves. And then I am going to choose a template from Canva, which of course is so awesome that they offer this. And I'm going to show you how those layers work in that template. Okay, scrolling through, I like this one, so let's use that. Okay, so we've brought it in here and you can see that there's like a phone layer above the background photo. So when you click on them, they obviously like highlight out so that you can play with them. But how you're gonna actually play with the layers is click on one part of the like photo, any piece of the aspect, and then click on position in the top right hand corner, and then it's going to give you the layers. So here you can see all of the different layers, and this is actually the order that they're in, and then you can click on overlapping, see which ones are like actually overlapping each other. Don't use that feature as much. I like to just see all of them. Okay, so let's start out by changing the background photo now that you know what layers are, because we're not traveling, we're creating something for our microblading studio or our training business. Okay, so I'm going to delete that photo, and then you can see that it's just a black background. So I'm going to go find a photo that works for what we want to do today. Okay, cool. A photo of my microblading student kit and manual. So let's make a microblading training post today. So let's fit that background to fit the post best. And now you can see like that phone that we had at the original part is like behind this photo, right? So another way of changing the layers is you can just side click on the piece that you want to move around and then go to layers and then go send backwards, send forwards, or send all the way to the back, which will send it right to the back. Or you can just slowly go backwards if you don't know how many layers back that is. So there we go. We got the phone to come back in front, and then let's change that out to microblading training. We're not doing a solo trip. Okay, and then let me show you one more time how you can actually change when you go into position the placement of the layers. So the little 6 boxes they're like move on it. The internet. That's what move means. So if you move them around, it's going to bring one forward or send one back. So it's a really easy way to play with it. And then this bottom layer, the black, is the background here. So if we don't want it as the background, we can actually just delete it, or you can hit replace background and replace it with the photo that you want to use for your post. This is not super important, but it is good to play around with, because sometimes when something gets attached as a background, it like screws with the layout a little bit. So it's good to know how to detach it if you need to. Okay, so we played around with layers of a template that were already made, but let's say you want to kind of have like an overlay over the background. So you don't want it like as clear. So what I'm going to do is go to elements, and then I always just add in a square. You could add in really anything, because you're going to stretch it over the whole post or the whole size of whatever you're creating. I'm using purple right now, but you can use whatever color you want. And then we of course want to go play around with the layers. So we're going to go to position, and then we want to send it back just enough so that the phone and all the other little phone bits are in front of the purple, but it's still in front of the background. So you're going to click layer, send backward, or you can just drag it nicely, and that works a lot faster. Now we can't see the photo behind the purple, so that's why we hit the little gradient thing, and that's where we get to play with transparency. So you can bring it up or bring it down depending on what you've loaded in there. So you're bringing it down, you get to see the photo like shine through, but now it has like a little purple tinge to it, which makes it a little more unique. Next up, let's add an element that you want to add yourself that's not part of a template. So I'm going to go to elements, and then let's go find something to add. Okay, cool. Let's add this telephone, because that's kind of related to the post that we've already created. So here's this little black telephone. I want to put it to the side here, and see how now it's in front of everything. That's how everything will come in. It'll come in on the top layer, but if you want to move it back so it's like a little bit behind the phone, you can either hit position, layer, and then send it back, or you can drag it around, and then when you drag it around, it's really easy to see like where you want it and how it actually looks. Okay, and finally, let's create your own post using layers and transparency. So you've loaded in this same photo that you want to use for microblading training, and then you're just going to click on that one and play with the transparency itself. So you can make it look more see-through with the transparency app. So it depends what you kind of want to add to it, what you want the background to be. If you want it super potent, or you want it to be more see-through. So you can also just do what we did on the previous post and bring that square in from elements, add the color that you want. So let's say you want it kind of whitewashed. So you're going to play with the transparency of white on top of the solid background. And now you see that if you're going to add some text, and if you wanted to add black text, it's going to really pop on this whitewash background, but you still have that post or that photo that you wanted to use. And if you compare it to without that whitewash background, you can see that it's like really, really hard to read. But when you have that background, it looks awesome, and it's just really going to pop and help you attract your ideal clients or students in this case. And one more thing super quick, I want to show you how you can also do this from the Canva app on your phone. So you'll click on whatever post you're creating, click on an aspect of it, and then you're going to scroll over positions. And then this is where you'll be able to drag them around just like you did on a computer. So if you're not able to get to your computer, you prefer using the app, you can still play around with the layers and create some really cool content right from your phone, right from the Canva. I hope this helps you create some more eye-popping content. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. I put out new videos twice a week. I will see you then.